Hello and welcome to another video review by Sigbrand. Today I'm going to be reviewing Primal Carnage, a purely online multiplayer FPS based around the combat between dinosaurs and humans. The game has a very Jurassic Park-y feel to it, and I think there's at least a few nods to the successful movie series from the developers. It's an asymmetrical, meaning the humans and dinosaurs while balanced are in no way the same, nor do they even play somewhat similarly, and class-based game with 5 classes to choose from per team. It was created by Lukewarm Media and the Unreal Engine and released in 2012. Currently, Primal Carnage does not have a story mode. It's purely multiplayer, but it's rumored that a single-player campaign is in the works. I'll omit story for my rating purposes. Gameplay is very different between the human team and the dinosaur team. On the human side, it controls like a typical FPS, with left mouse firing, right mouse performing a kind of alt fire based on the class, reloading with the R button, and forming a melee attack with the F button. Besides the scientist class, there are no weapon zoom or iron sights currently. You control your movement with WASD, you can crouch with the control button, and sprint with shift. Humans play pretty smoothly, and the control scheme is very simple. A challenge with playing with a human, no matter what your class, is that you're forced to play as a team. If you're by yourself, far away from the rest of the group, you're easy prey for raptor pounces, blindings and onslaughts by spitters, being grabbed by pterodons or charged and eaten by carnotauruses and T-Rexes. However, in a group, humans shine. Other humans can shoot off the raptors who have pounced you, can shoot you out of the clutches of the pterodon about to fly off with your limp body, and generally your combined firepower can take down larger dinosaurs much easier than if you were alone. Human classes are Commando, Pathfinder, Pyromaniac, Scientist, and Trapper. Each class on the human team has a special weapon and roles, and if you're interested in knowing more, check out my first look Primal Carnage video for more in-depth explanations. Dinosaurs have their similarities to human controls, with WASD still controlling movement, crouch still being a control, shift still sprinting, and left mouse still doing primary attack with the right mouse still secondary attack. Dinosaurs, however, do gain the additional control of the roar with Q, which does novelly different things based on the class. Dinosaurs do not have to focus on the group dynamic to be successful. When the humans group up, it can be beneficial to travel as a group when playing dinosaurs and attack all at once to make it easier to kill them without being killed yourself, but dinosaurs like the pterodon and the raptor especially can greatly benefit from roaming alone away from the crowds and preying on lone humans just spawning or heading towards their team or trying to strike it out on their own to reach a health or ammo station or save point. The dinosaur classes are Pterodon, Raptor, Dilophosaurus, T-Rex, and Carnosaurus. Each dinosaur class has a very niche role and a special set of attacks and roars, and again, if you're interested in the breakdown of the classes, check out my first look Primal Carnage video. In Primal Carnage, there are 2 modes of play, Deathmatch and Get to the Chopper. The former being a team-based slaughter where each team competes to reach a certain number of kills or to reach a certain amount of points before the timer elapses. The latter is a race for the humans against the clock to capture 3 points and the helicopter while being constantly thwarted by dinosaur attackers. Deathmatch has 5 dedicated maps, and the Get to the Chopper game mode has 4 of its own. There is one notable difference in the class, and that is that the T-Rex is replaced by the Spinosaurus, who fills the same role and only has minor differences from the T-Rex's attacks. Generally, I find both modes and both teams very balanced, and gameplay is very fun. Playing as a human running from a charging T-Rex and getting pounced by a raptor on a dark level can be very terrifying experiences you'll never quite get used to while playing the game. And charging through enemy encampments with a T-Rex or Carnosaurus, dive bombing with a pterodon, and pouncing with a raptor are all equally enjoyable and fun. I give this game a solid 9 out of 10 from gameplay, and the only thing keeping it from getting my full 10 out of 10 is the glitches and misbalances of tiny things throughout the game, which I'll get into further in the frustration section. And the lack of depth, initially only including a deathmatch mode, but that is quickly changing as the creators are constantly developing new content for this game. Once again, the Unreal Engine delivers us amazing graphical detail for an indie title. From the very title screen with the beautifully crafted T-Rex to the immersive environments and stunningly realistic dinosaur models. I can't give this game any less than a 10 out of 10 for its graphical content. It's one of the most beautiful indie games I've ever played and greatly rivals titles formerly released by big publishers. The sound effects for the dinosaurs' roars and footsteps are phenomenal, and the music, while somewhat limited, is also very immersive. While playing on the human team, there's been many times where I've nearly jumped out of my seat when I was pounced by a raptor, and all I could hear blasting in my ears was a hyper-realistic hissing sound and dramatic music that already had me on the edge of my seat. I've also caught myself leaning as I look around corners with my heart ramping up to high speeds while trying to find some nook or cranny to hide from the T-Rex quickly advancing behind me about to charge right over me. I give Primal Carnage an 8 out of 10 for audio. The issue again that I've had with a lot of indie games is while the sound effects and music are great, they need to expand their musical databases if they want higher scores in the audio section. There's not much to cover in the multiplayer section that isn't already covered in gameplay, considering this game is 100% multiplayer as of this review. But I will cover a few issues that I've had. There have been many times where I had to restart the game because I will try to join a match but not be able to, either through the quick match or server select, because when I try to click on it, I'll end up in a server with 0 players on either side and no ability to choose a class or side. In addition, the community is not large as it could be, and therefore generally there are the same 5 to 10 servers with active players available to join, and you'll play against a lot of the same people, especially in midday. In light of these issues, I'll give Primal Carnage a 9 out of 10 for multiplayer, because while it has its server issues, the multiplayer aspects referenced in the gameplay section are executed very well and deserving of an excellent score. Given my checkered past with multiplayer shooters, I do have a couple grievances for the frustration section. Large attack ranges are one thing I've had a lot of issues with, and the more I play this game, the more I see them. It seems as if you can be 5 feet away and behind a T-Rex's feet and still get trampled, and nearly 10 feet away and still get scooped up and eaten. While this does make it easier for the T-Rex to score its kills, it can be very frustrating on the other end when I feel I've narrowly escaped the T-Rex's jaws or feet, only to be killed anyway, screaming at my computer as I can clearly see in the kill cam the sheer distance between him and I. And on the same note, there are a few instances where the T-Rexes can shove their model through a tree or a wall and be able to eat you, which is a minor flaw and doesn't happen that often, but trust me, it is frustrating when it happens. My second frustration is the incredibly small attack ranges on some other classes, mainly with melee or smaller dinosaur attacks. With the Raptor or Dilophosaurus, you have to be super close sometimes to score an attack, which can spell certain death or ruin your surprise in a lot of situations. This is particularly rectified by the alternate attacks being possible for a slightly larger range, but it's still very frustrating nonetheless. My third and final frustration with this game is the player base around midday. It seems like anytime I play too early in the day, I get stuck on a human team that doesn't want to cooperate and work as a team, or a dinosaur team that wants to attack the group of 10 humans, a single dino at a time, just running in and getting themselves murked, and then we're sitting here all dead and 20 kills behind when we should easily be winning this match. These frustrations, of course, aren't game-breaking or anything, but the more you play, the more you'll probably notice these. I'd say once they really start getting on your nerves, take a break and come back later, and in some places just later in the day when there's more people playing, and you'll have a lot more fun and be a lot less mad. For my final verdict, I'd give Primal Carnage a 9 out of 10. It's a very well constructed game with minimal flaws and extremely fun gameplay, keeping me glued to my computer for hours while I work on my phone with the Pterodon and perfect my raptor lunges. Anyone who loves Jurassic Park or dinosaurs in general is sure to love this game, or people who just love a good class-based FPS. Look for this game on Steam for about $15, which is worth every penny, or just wait for a sale. Coming soon will be a review on Galaxy on Fire 2, as well as BioShock Infinite, and a short explanation of BioShock Infinite's ending. Thanks for watching. This has been Sigbrand with another video review, and I hope you liked the video, and I hope you subscribe.